This is question 12, and it definitely has more steps. So it's asking if you throw a dart at the board shown and your dart is equally likely to hit any point inside the circular board, what is the probability your dart does not land inside the square region? Does not. So we wanted to hit these red shaded parts. So first, we need to find the area of the whole region, which is the circle. So our formula is pi r squared, and we know that our diameter is 12, meaning that our radius has to be 6. So it's going to be pi 6 squared. I'm going to just leave that there for a second, and our next step is to find the area of the square. Now, we know that our formula for the area of a square is length times width. However, we do not have a length and we do not have a width. We just know the diameter is 12. So my next move was to look for something in geometry that we learned, which is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. That's a 90 degree, that's 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees, and this is 90 degrees. We know that 90 degrees split in half is 45, meaning that this is 45, this is 45, this is 45, and this is 45. So we have two 45, 45, 90 triangles. And if you're like me, you do not know the formula for a 45, 45, 90 triangle, but thankfully it is really not that hard and we've already learned it, and it's called the Pythagorean theorem. So that is a squared plus b squared plus c squared, or equals c squared, sorry. And we know, if I draw out what this kind of look like, we have 12 as our c. So we have a squared plus b squared equals 12 squared, which is 144. I'm also going to change a and b to be just x. So now we have 2x squared, if you can see where I'm getting that from. Now it's just trying to solve for x. So you're going to divide by 2. Divide by 2, x squared equals 72, square root. So x equals the square root of 72, which can also be written as 6 radical 2. So now that we know that this is 6 radical 2, and this is 6 radical 2. So we're going to have to multiply those. So 6 radical 2 times 6 radical 2 is going to give you, if you plug that in your calculator, you're going to get the area of the square to be 72. So now we're going to set this up, and we're going to go 72, which is our area of the square, over our area of the circle, which is pi 6 squared. And that, if you plug that in your calculator, you're going to get 0.6366. Also, you can say 63.7%. However, that is landing in the square here. But we don't want to land in the square. We want to land in the red region. So we know that the whole circle has to equal 100. So we're going to subtract 100 from 63.7. And if we do that, we're going to get our final answer of 36.3%. And that is our final answer. Something that is a commonly mistake is the 45, 45, 90 triangle. I think a lot of people would get stuck there. So knowing those formulas and those rules for the different things that we learn in geometry is very helpful, because you'll get stuck in situations like this. So we know that now, after this, that the 45, 45, 90 triangle is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And so that is the full question and all my questions.